you are writing the 2025 JAMB or WAEC examination and you come across some problems like these on the board. How do you solve them? Now, the first set of questions, 3 questions reads, Mrs. Ngozi is my dash at my place of work while having senior, elder, and younger. Question 2, my dash brother intends to get married in December, senior, elder, or junior. And question 3, Mr. Charles is one of the dash staff in this department, elder, younger, or junior. If you'd like to attempt this problem, pause the video and drop your answers in the comment section. After you've done that, you can now come back to analyze the answers to these questions. You notice that in the options we're having senior, elder, younger, and junior in the options, which means they want us to identify the similarities or differences between these words. Okay, I'm going to write them as we're having senior, we're having junior, we're having elder, and then we're having younger. When and how do we make use of these ones? Now take note, we make use of senior and junior when we're having position or ranking, example, in place of work or school. So that is when we make use of senior or junior. And then for elder or younger, we make use of it when we're having age differences, example, in a family or in a community or society. Okay, that is when we make use of elder or younger. Okay, so these two tends to go together. Now let's look at the first question. Now the first question is, Mrs. Ngozi is my dash at my place of work. We're having senior, elder, and younger. Since the question talks about place of work, okay, remember I said work or school. Since it talks about place of work, it means the answer is going to be either senior or junior, of which we're having just senior in the option. That is the correct answer, is A. Very, very easy. Now for question 2, my dash brother intends to get married in December. We are not talking about a place of work. We're talking about what now? Age group or a family, right? So we're either going to be making use of elder or younger. Now in these 3 options, which one do we have? Do we have elder or younger? Now we're in check. We're having senior, this one is wrong, junior, this one is wrong, and elder is the correct answer. And for question 3, Mr. Charles is one of the dash staff, okay, in these departments. We're having elder, younger, and junior. Take note, because we're having staff in a department, this one does not have to do with family. Okay, because it does not have to do with family, it means our answer is either going to be senior or junior. So in this case, we're not having senior. The answer becomes what now? Junior. Now take note, sometimes JAMB might want to confuse you, and instead of finding elder in the option or in the question, you will find older. So take note, older can also be a replacement for what now? For elder. Take note of that. On this other part of the board, we are having 4 questions. We're having all the students in this class are dash, undisciplined, indisciplined, undisciplined, and indisciplined. If you go to the options, you find these options repeating themselves, but I'll read through. The number 5 questions is, are you going to punish the children for their dash? Okay. Number 6, Imade has dash brother who resides in Lagos. And for question 7, if there is anything I hate about Shade, it is her dash. Okay. If you'd like to attempt these ones as well, pause the video, drop your answers in the comment section. Once you're done, you can now come back to analyze the answers with us. Okay, now for the first one, you notice that when you go through the options, the question is actually talking about the difference or similarities between indiscipline, okay, indiscipline and undisciplined. Okay, undisciplined. Now you notice that I added a D for undisciplined, but there was no D in indisciplined. Take note, for these 2 words, undisciplined always carry D. There is nothing like undisciplined. And for indisciplined, it does not carry D. There is nothing like indisciplined. So the first thing you want to do is, when you're going through the options, anyone that has D that starts with indisciplined should be removed. And anyone that does not have D that starts with undisciplined should be what now? Removed. But what are the difference or meanings to these words? Okay, these 2 words, they actually mean the same thing. Okay, they mean the same thing in the sense that indiscipline and undisciplined, they mean lack of discipline. That is what it means anywhere you go, whether in an organization. Now, the only difference between indiscipline and undisciplined is their parts of speech. Okay, in the sense that indiscipline is actually a noun. Okay, this one is a noun. So take note, indiscipline is a noun and this one is an adjective. Okay, let's read through the first question. For the first question, the question says, all the students in this class are dash. Now take note, when do we use undisciplined? We use undisciplined when there is an auxiliary or lexical verb before the space that is to be filled. Take note, we use undisciplined, okay, when there is an auxiliary or lexical verb before the space that is to be filled. In this case, we're having an auxiliary verb. What is the auxiliary verb? Okay, it is simply what now? Helping verb, right? Now, in this case, we're having a. We can first eliminate some options, of which we're having undisciplined. This one does not carry this, so this one is out. Check for this one. Indiscipline, okay? Undisciplined, okay? We're having indiscipline. This one is out. So you're left with just two options. Okay? Now, we use undisciplined, that is starting with U and ending with D, when we're having an auxiliary verb before the space to be filled. Okay? So in this case, the correct answer is what now? C, undisciplined. Now, let's go to the next one. Are you going to punish the children for their dash? We're having similar options: undisciplined, indisciplined, undisciplined, and indisciplined. Remember, the one that starts with C has to end with D. So this one is out of it. Okay. Also, indiscipline should not carry D. So this one is out of it. We are left with C and D. Which one is the correct answer? Now take note of another rule. Another rule states that the term that we're going to make use of, undisciplined, okay, that is starting with U and end with D, undisciplined, which is an adjective, is when we're having a noun after the space that is given in the question. Okay, now looking at this question, we're not having a noun after the space, neither do we have a lexical or an auxiliary verb before it. Okay, in that case, pick indiscipline. So the rule is simple. The two rules I gave apply to undisciplined. Okay, if the rules there do not apply, pick indiscipline. So in this case, our answer becomes what now? Option D, indiscipline. Okay, so our answer should be, are you going to punish the children for their indiscipline? Okay, that is what makes of it. Now for question 6, Imade has dash brother who resides in Lagos. Brother is a noun, the same way I just said. Brother is a noun and it comes after the dash. So what do you think should follow? Should it be indisciplined or undisciplined? Because there is a noun after the dash, the rule says that we are going to use undisciplined when we're having a noun after the dash. So the correct answer should be undisciplined, which is option B, an undisciplined brother. That is how it is being done. Now for the last question, question 7, it says, if there is anything I hate about Shade, it is her dash. We're having undisciplined, we're having indisciplined, we're having undisciplined, we're having indisciplined. First things first, eliminate the two options we don't need. Okay, this one is out, it does not end with a D. And then for this one, it is out because it ends with a D. Now apply the rule. Remember, the rule says if there's a noun after the dash, use undisciplined. Okay, if there's an auxiliary or lexical verb before the dash, use undisciplined. Otherwise, use indisciplined. So the correct answer to this question should be what now? B. And that is how problems like these are being solved. Now if you are having issues with English language and you're preparing for the JAMB or WAEC exam, you might want to like and share this video so you can find more on your FYP, and as well as comment a question if you're having any in the comment section. Don't forget to follow for more.